If you want to learn how to create a cinematic sequence like the one you just saw, you've come to the right place. Today, I'm going to be talking about 5 cinematic transitions that can add a lot of visual intrigue to your videos, and I'm going to show you how you can recreate them for free. We're going to go over some of the do's and don'ts of using transitions, the camera movements you need to bring them to life, and how to edit them, even if you've never edited a video before, in a free and easy to use online video editor called InVideo. And make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to share an amazing hack that you can use if you didn't shoot any transitions with your camera. I've used this hack before and it's really come in handy, so you don't want to miss it. Before we get into these transitions, it's important to note the transition you're going to use most often is a simple cut from one shot to another. The transitions I'm going to show you add a lot of visual intrigue to a video, but you want to use them sparingly and intentionally. They're mainly going to be used for B-roll sequences, like the one at the beginning of this video. You usually don't want to use any crazy transitions if you're editing a talking portion of your video, like this one. If I start adding crazy transitions in between clips of me talking, it gets a little bit distracting. So that being said, let's jump into number 1. Let's start off with a transition that's really simple and easy, but really beautiful as well, and that is a sun transition. This one you can use anytime you're shooting outside on a sunny day and you want to transition from one location to another, so it works great for nature sequences. It's super easy to shoot it. For shot 1, you're going to pan up to the sun and pan back down in one smooth motion. And then for shot 2, you're just going to do the exact same thing in the same direction, pan up to the sun, then pan back down in one motion. And you want to make sure you complete the entire panning motion for both of the shots. Even though we're going to cut them in half, if you stop in the middle, it's going to end up looking pretty choppy, so take your 2 shots. Head on over to InVideo.io. We're using InVideo because it's free and it's super easy to use. Even if you've never edited a video before, you'll be able to edit using InVideo. You're going to want to create a free account if you haven't already, and then let's go ahead and open a blank project. This is where you go to upload your videos. So to create this transition, go ahead and upload the 2 videos that you took of the sun. All right, and then take clip number 1 and drag it onto the background here. That pulls up the video trimmer. Go ahead and trim it to when the sun is right about in the middle of your frame, and then hit done. And then you're going to come down to your timeline and hit the plus button, blank scene, then drag your next clip on. And this time you're going to want to trim off the beginning. So pull it until the sun is right about in the middle of the frame again, but this time pull from the beginning, and then hit done, and there you go. That's your first transition. Pretty simple, you can use it pretty much anytime you're shooting and it works great. The next one on our list is the spin transition. Now this one you can also use to transition from one location to another, but this one you could use inside or outside. For shot number 1, you're going to pan around the scenery slowly and then start to speed up, and then you're just going to want to spin in a circle a few times, kind of getting faster and faster as you spin. And then for shot number 2, you're going to start off spinning quickly, and then you're going to want to land on something. So pick out a subject, either an object or a person or a landmark or something, and then you're going to land on that with your camera. So this whole spin transition is kind of a reveal of whatever your object is. All right, now the editing process for this one is pretty similar to the last one. Again, you're going to want to drag your first clip on and then cut it in the middle of your quick spinning, and then add your second clip, and you're going to cut the beginning until you're more towards the end of the spin. And then I'm going to add a little blur to this, so click this little box right in the middle of the clip, and then come up to transitions, find the one that says fade, and I'm just going to add that one so that it gives a little bit of a blur in between the 2 clips. And there you go, that's the spin transition. All right, transition number 3 is really similar, but instead of spinning your whole body, you're just going to be rotating the camera. This one works great if you want to transition between 2 different objects, or maybe between 2 different shots of a person in 2 different locations. You're going to start with just a still shot of object number 1, and then rotate the camera. And again, make sure you complete the whole motion. Rotate the camera all the way around, even though we're only going to use half of it. It's going to make it a lot smoother. And then repeat the same shot with your second object. All right, then we're going to bring these 2 clips into the editor. Basically do the same thing we've been doing. Cut your first clip right in the middle of the rotation. Hit done, then cut your second clip from the beginning right in the middle of the rotation. And then if you didn't get it quite right, you can always adjust where you cut the first clip by dragging it on the timeline here. And then I'm also going to give it a little blur like the last one. So click the box in between the 2 clips. That brings up the transitions. And then under animations, select fade, And there you go. Before we move on to transition number 4, I just wanted to let you know that you should definitely subscribe to this channel if you're enjoying this video, because we post super helpful video creation tips like this every day and you don't want to miss them. All right, now moving on. All right, transition number 4 is a speed ramp transition. And this one's a little bit more focused on the editing than the shooting, but you are going to need to use a shot that has a little bit of motion to it. So the clip starts off being slow motion or normal speed, and then it just sort of speeds up at the end, which kind of takes us away from whatever was happening in that clip so that we can just go ahead and transition into the next clip. And it works best if you kind of pan across your object so that at the end of your shot, the object is out of the frame. So once you get a shot like that, go ahead and bring it into InVideo. So what I'm showing you now is how to split the clip into 2 scenes. Start by dragging your clip onto the background and then trim it right to the point when you start to pan away from your object. Then hit done, and now come down to your timeline. Click on your clip, and you'll see there's a little icon with 2 boxes and a plus sign. Click on that to duplicate your scene. And then click on the duplicate scene that you just created. Come over to the right-hand side, hit Video Edit, Trim Video. That brings up the trimmer tool again, and as you can see, it's trimmed to the exact same spot that we trimmed it before because it's just a duplicate of the last scene. And then you're going to hit Add Section. So that's going to add a new clip that picks up right where the other one left off. All right, then just go ahead and click on your first clip and hit the trash can icon to delete it. Then hit Done. So now if you play those 2 clips together, you can see it's just the same video but split into 2 clips without anything in between. And the reason we did that is because we want this video to speed up just at the end. So go ahead and click your second scene, and then we're going to speed it up. So come over to the right-hand side, click Playback Speed, and then I'm going to speed it up pretty significantly. So that's going to create the effect of the video speeding up at the end. And you can use this to transition into anything, so you can really use whatever clip you want after this. All right, that brings us to our last transition, which is the bokeh transition. If you're not familiar with the term bokeh, it's basically when you have something in your frame that's intentionally out of focus. So a lot of the time bokeh is used in the background to have kind of a nice soft background behind your subject. And it can also be used in the foreground, kind of to frame your subject. And that's how you can use it as a transition. So if you have some leaves out of focus in the foreground, pan over so that the leaves completely block the camera. And then for your next shot, you're gonna start with leaves being in front of the camera and then pan away from that. So you can be in a fully different location, but if you have the same object covering the camera in both instances, that's how you use it as a transition. And then you can just cut the shot right as the frame is covered with the leaves, and then just add your next shot right after that. So that's how you can add a bokeh transition using your camera. But let's say that you forgot to shoot any transitions at all in your camera. That is where my hack comes in. InVideo has a section of transitions called light leaks. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on the one called Omni Flash. And as you can see, that makes it look like there's bokeh in the foreground. So even if you didn't shoot any bokeh, this is a way to kind of fake it in editing. All of the light leaks transitions have a really cinematic look to them. So that's my hack. If you forgot to shoot any transitions in your camera, just go ahead and use the light leaks transitions. I love that video hack, and I actually have one more bonus hack to share with you, and that is to shoot a lot of B-roll anytime you're making a video. Not only is B-roll really great for telling your story, but you can also use it to cover up mistakes in your video, like jumps, and times when your camera goes out of focus, times when there's an exposure shift because the sun went behind a cloud. So shoot a lot of B-roll. That is the quick version of my hack, but if you want to learn more about B-roll, click the video right here. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked these transitions, be sure to comment down below which one is your favorite. I'm Teresa with InVideo, and I will see you in the next one.